recently started working with a music producer who used to be making over 5 figures a month, but recently, due to views that have dropped on his YouTube channel, his income has been cut not in half, but down almost 70%. This is even with 320,000 YouTube views a month, which proves that views don't equal money in all cases. He's worked with top artists, he posts daily, he's in a great niche, but sales are still down regardless. But I literally had him post one boring piece of content and he had over 150 artists raise their hands and want to work with him instantly. And this isn't a one-off post either. I've implemented the same with Piper Beats, which allowed him to get $5,000 extra a month on top of his YouTube channel. And I implemented it with Othello, who added $8,500 a month from one deal. And in this video, I'm going to explain how you can do the same too if you already are active on YouTube, are getting tens of thousands of views per month, but you're not seeing the payoff that you used to. I'll peel back the curtain on my PAC method, or premium artist conversion method, that gets thousands of dollars in a month without touching your YouTube sales. But first, let's talk about why your sales are probably stuck in the first place. You're probably getting over 50,000 views on your YouTube every single month. You're posting consistently. You may even be full-time and have been so for years. But recently you've seen a shift and you're a little bit afraid of what it is because you can't nail down why the views are dropping. Is it the economy? Is it AI? Maybe your beats just aren't as relevant as they used to be because the artists you've built your channel around aren't relevant anymore. That's what a lot of producers believe when they are speaking with me, but the truth is a lot simpler than that. There's a massive shift happening right now where artists are not buying the same way they used to. Even though there are plenty of artists that want to license beats online due to AI, due to a lot of technological shifts. A lot of artists want to actually connect personally with the producer themselves. They want to speak with you. They want to see who you are before they buy, and they want you to solve their problem instead of just giving them a link to your beat store. They're already in your audience. They're listening to your beats, but they're not buying because they're waiting for you to make an offer. An offer is not your beats. It's something that solves their problem. So you're not selling production. You're selling the payoff. How does it pay off for the artist in terms of their creativity, in terms of helping them to reach their goals with your production? If you sell the result that they get, you can now charge more than $30, $50, or $100 for a license. You can charge $1,000, $1,500, $2K, or even $5,000. That's why I put up the proof, because a lot of producers don't believe their beats are worth that because they're selling them like a commodity. Let's face it, your channel is famous in your space where all of the artists know you. They listen to your beats on a regular basis. And even though you're famous in your space, you're not seeing the finances coming from that. And for me, I don't know about you, I would rather be rich and unknown than famous and broke. So if you're feeling that and it relates to you, and you know that if you don't figure out a solution to the dropping views soon, you might have to stop traveling to more studios and even consider going back to what you did before music. And I hate even considering that because you should be making 6 figures off of your music again or for the first time. You need to grow your business without growing the views. And here's how you do it. It's with offers. And if you don't have a complete understanding of offers, it's a little bit like this. I made my own homemade yogurt and I thought it tasted amazing. I still do, and I'll stand by that. But when I gave it to my wife, she said, you know what, it tastes a little bit too tart. And I gave it to my son, and he can't speak yet, but the face he made told me everything I needed to know about how he felt about my yogurt. Tasted great to me, but to them, something was off, something wasn't quite right. And that's a little bit like your beat store. You are making an offer and they're going to your site and they're adding it into playlists. They're recording to it, but they're saying something's not quite right, and they're not moving forward and purchasing as often as they used to. It's not because you don't have a good product. You probably do, just like my yogurt, but it's not right for the artist. You need a different offer, something that is tasteful to them and solves their problem. And you may say something like, well, a lot of artists aren't that serious and they just want to buy my cheaper licenses. Well, there are two kinds of buyers. There's price shoppers on one hand, and there's value shoppers on the other hand. Somebody who shops based on price is looking for commodities. They look for the cheapest price and they don't even examine the product. They just buy the thing. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about value shoppers who are looking for the best value. And the thing is, with premium value shoppers, they don't care about the price tag. And in fact, the higher it is, the more likely they are to trust you, because they don't ask, what do I get for the money? They ask, what do I not get? So let me explain. If you have pain that's so bad you have to go to the doctor, You're not paying for what you get. You're paying for what you don't get. You don't get confusion. You don't get discomfort, and you don't lose more time off of work due to an illness or due to some kind of infection. You're paying for peace of mind. Artists are the same way too. They don't want to worry about someone who gets back to them 3 weeks later, who doesn't respond to their DMs, who has even the slightest potential of making them something that's not S-tier level production. So if you can solve that problem, they would rather pay you 2, 3, 5x what they're used to paying other producers for the exact same thing, because of what they don't get. And so I'll give away my framework for making offers. I always tell them, here's what other producers do, which is bad. Here's what I do instead, which is good. And here's how it benefits you in your unique situation. When you frame it that way, they can compare and contrast and figure out why yours is valued higher and why it makes more sense to go with you. Because human beings can't value something on its own. And to prove this, I'm 6 feet tall, which a lot of people would say, hey, that's really tall. But if I go and compare myself to a tree that's outside right now, it might be 60 feet tall. And so I am a tenth of that height. So you might say the tree is tall, but then compare it to the moon or a star in our galaxy, and all of a sudden that tree is minuscule. So that's what you need to do with your offers. You need to compare the bad things that a lot of other producers are doing to all of the good things that you can provide to solve all of their problems. When they can compare and contrast, they figure out what is the best value to go with. The other trick is something called price anchoring. And this is what allowed me to scale to 6 figures as a music producer. Price anchoring is a little bit like going to the movies and they give you the option between the medium and the large popcorn. The reason why we always go with the large one is because they always give us the price of maybe it's $5 or $6 for a medium and it's only $7 or $8 for a large. Which one are you going to pick? You would feel stupid picking the medium because it's a bad value, but the large, they still make a decent margin on it and still can profit. You end up spending more money, but you got more of what you wanted already. The way this applies to production is I might sell an album for 10K, but I can sell an unlimited beats offer for 2,000. 2,000 is a lot of money, but not compared to 10K. So when you mention that price first and they get price shock and you drop down to 2K, they compare and contrast to those two prices, and 2,000 looks like a steal. This is what allowed Jeremy to get to $14,000 in beat deals last month. And this is working with independent artists instead of artists that are bankrolled by labels. So using that offer framework and using the price anchoring principle, you can raise your prices exponentially instead of lowering your prices until they're at zero. So if you relate to that and you don't want to sell 100 beats for $10, and you actually want to get back to the point you were when your YouTube was at its peak, or even surpass it within just a few months. That's exactly what my students do. That's exactly what Jeff did in just 90 days working with me. He got to 9,000 a month and he started at 500 to 1,000 a month. So if that resonates with you and you want to serve artists that want to pay you your worth, instead of relying on artists that are only spending $30 at a time, and you want control back over your business, you can book a free strategy call with me and talk personally with me to go and build a roadmap out of how you can get back to 6 figures, or even just add $1,000 a week for starters. This is only for talented music producers that have built a YouTube channel to over 50,000 views a month, or you already have an engaged following on Instagram of artists that are already buying your music. So if you're averaging a few thousand views a day on social media, book a free call. The link is in the description or the pinned comment, and we can see if it's a fit. And if you want my private sales script that I only give to internal clients entirely for free, just DM me the word sales on Instagram at Kobe Sample Source, and I'll shoot it over for free. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to scale your business, book a free strategy call. Links in the description. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel. There'll be more videos like this soon, and I'll see you in the next one.